Welcome to Akol Podcast, the Boys of Innovation. I'm live today with Athian Ambassador and Sister Akuch Andrea. So we are going to digest the topic that has been discussed here on social media about educated girls and also uneducated girls. So we will also see the importance of both, and this is where we are going to discuss. And as we are going to discuss this topic, and if you have anything that you want to say, maybe you can just make your comments, and I will just find this one, and then we will discuss it together. I and Athian, as well as Sister Kuch. And you guys, you know all these people. You know Athian Ambassador. You also know the Miss Northern Barkazals, the Queen, Coach Andrea. She's also here with us, and we are going to digest this topic, and we will also benefit from all this. And before that, let me just make it a bit the importance of uneducated girls and also the importance of educated girls, because these are two important things, and we have to take them seriously as well. You know that important the importance of girls child education, and also we have uh, uneducated girls. All these people are very important, and we may see also from my guesses today which one is more important than the other one. I may not know, and I also know the one of them might be important, though they will also disagree or they will agree. I will also suggest that maybe Bokun Mehem. Athian Ambassador, I will also begin with you, and then I will go also to Sister Akush Andrea, and I will give you this topic. Why? What is more important than educated and uneducated girls? Can you please tell us?
Call for inviting me to your podcast. I think the topic of today is very fundamental and very important, especially in the context of our country as well as our culture. And I see that most of the people are coming up with different opinions, ideas for the past 2 weeks discussing this crucial topic about educated girls and uneducated girls. So, from my own understanding, this topic is paramount. And the reason why there is so contentious, diverse in terms of opinion is because South Sudanese culture is now mixed up with globalized culture, which now becoming more concerned because our people are seeing a lot of differences in terms of our social norms. They're also seeing a lot of divorce rate in our marriages, which did not actually exist. So to begin with, there are so many advantages and disadvantages on both sides. I would say educated girls are also important as well as uneducated girls, but it depends now on the parameters on how the lens and on how you see them. But there are reasons why many people says they prepare actually going to the village and get married to uneducated girls. The reason is simple because one, men are created as the, the sole independence or people that normally provides the family or the head of the households. And in particular regard, they don't want to create or to distribute the power within a household where a lady can now determine what to do and also not being submissive or even not less being confrontational in the household in such a way that you don't find it very conducive or friendly. So that's why now most of the South Sudanese or African in general are used to this particular life that men should go outside there and fetch for food, take care of the children, the family, and all that, and make sure that uh, most of the things that happen within the household, they take good responsibilities. that has actually done a lot to her more than uneducated women, because educated women have this tendency that they are independent, they are financially stable, and you don't find peace in the house. And when you don't find peace in the house, that's why most of the men see that as competition rather than collaboration. And men from the very beginning, even during the creation, we are being made to be the first, to be the head of the household. And anything that questions that kind of authority, we see it as a competition, but as not as collaboration. And when something that like that form up, that's why you see we have a lot of divorce cases right now, because men, would choose not even come to the house because the house is not peaceful. And when they come, it is about fight, it is about competition, but it's no longer about collaboration. So that's why you see now most of the men who are educated, they date educated women, but they prefer to go and marry uneducated ladies because they want them to be happy. Happiness is the key.
Okay.
Because me, I better marry an educated lady, like for example, where I'm not being
Okay.
challenged, where I'm not being challenged uh, in the house in terms of decision that we are making. I remember when you marry an educated girl and you do something, she always appreciate. If you give her something small, she will appreciate 100%, and you feel valued. Unlike educated girls that have trouble at home in terms of social media right now, you'll be going through your phone when you are sleeping as a husband after a tiresome work. For her, she'll be picking your phone, you know, checking who had contacted you, the person you have messaged, and then it is war after war. Then these are
Okay, Athian, thank you so much. This is enough, I think.
That is personal. That is personal.
No, it's not personal. Now, let me go to Akuch. Now, Sister Akuch, you have heard from Brother Thian what he has been saying, and you see, these are the things that we always find from educated girls. Sometimes they are really monitoring the situations accordingly, and we are in trouble. People who marry educated girls, sometimes we may not even go and trying to cheat and all this. I think, Sister Akuch Andrea, I want you to answer Brother Thian. There are things that he said, and you have been following really what he said. All these things are really true, and sometimes there might be a competition in the house about the responsibility.
I was not getting.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
When you have educated girl, sometime when you marry that, you are going to be in troubles and you are going to be in competitions with your wife because she is educated and you are also educated. Two masters cannot be in the same place. I think you are going to answer what Athian said, Sister Kuch, and I have to give you this floor. Thank you so much.
Okay. I will answer what Athian said. I don't know. I think there is.
It's okay.
I don't know if you can get it.
It's okay, I think.
Okay. Okay, brother Tian spoke about a lot of things, and what I understood from whatever he said is one thing. Um, I would say my brother here focused more on characters of a person. You know, I would say that not an arrogant lady is not created by education. Education doesn't give you arrogancy. Education doesn't give you disrespect. Being appreciative is not about whether you are educated or not educated. There are some uneducated ladies that cannot be appreciative. My brother here was like educated ladies would wait for you at home. You've gone to work. When you come back from work, she would rather check on your phone, on your messages, and instead of calming you down, whatever he was saying were characters of a person. And I would say that all this depend on how you are raised at home. You know, all this depend on your thinking capacity All these depend on your IQ, you know. Everyone has a way of treating challenges. Everyone has a way of treating people, you know. It differs. Even some uneducated lady, you can go to the village. My brother Athian can go to the village and marry an uneducated lady there. And still, if she learns ABC, she will still cite the phone. She doesn't need to be educated to cite the phone. She doesn't need to be educated to be disrespectful. She doesn't need to be educated in order not to be appreciative. An uneducated lady can be appreciative if she is raised knowing how to say thank you in her family. And if she doesn't know how to say thank you, even if she's not educated, my friend, she will never appreciate you, whatever you give her. She will just see it and doesn't appreciate you. Even some ladies that are much educated with PhDs are very appreciative. They are very respectful. All this depends on a person's personality, how you're raised. Meaning maybe he has encountered, you know, he has encountered some people that act that way, okay? But it doesn't mean that it needs a person to first go to school to act that way. Even people that haven't gone to school, ladies that haven't gone to school, they have never seen school. They have a way of acting. They have a way of being disrespectful. They have a way of not being appreciative. So what I can tell my brother, whatever you mention is true. It's happened. It is common in some young ladies, both educated and not educated. It doesn't take education for you to do whatever you've been mentioning. There are some ladies that are educated, but they are busy, okay, with their visions in life. They would prefer to talk to you. They would prefer to sit you down and ask you why did this happen, than to act arrogant, you know. So what I can tell my brother here is that whatever you said can happen. It is there. It's common, but it's not about education. It doesn't need you to first be educated to act that way. Even uneducated women act that way. It is how you are raised, how you grew up, wherever you grew up in. You see. So that is what I can answer to my brother Athian. So I hope I have made some sense there. And if
Yes.
there's any doubt, we can still bring it up.
Okay, sister Coach, you know, you have a good points, and I believe that what you said, they are all true, and you really said it, that characters and attitudes also play a great roles in a human being. Sometimes when somebody having bad attitudes, those attitudes also reflect on humans perspective.
Exactly.
Yes. and
Exactly.
and and and, and I don't know, in your perspective, how can we value all this? Does education change the value of the girls? Sometimes you might be having a good value, or you don't have a good value, let's say. And being value, it means that people talk about you. You have a status in social gathering. You have all this. Does education give girls a value, or it doesn't? I will start with you, Sister Akuch, so that you can say this. If education give girls a value, then we also move forward to Brother Thian. But I will start with you first. Does education give
Okay.
value?
Thank you so much, brother, for the question. Education gives value to a lady. Absolutely, education gives value. And sometimes education gives value on how you use it. You know, you can have something, but if you misuse it, it depends on how you use it. It will either give you value when you use it in the right way. And if you use it in the wrong way, it will not give you value. There are so many educated ladies in the world, and whatever they do with their education is the result that comes up after. You see, let me say, I go to school, I I study, I get my papers, I'm educated. What I will do with my education will be the amount of the value I will get from the society, from the public. You know, if I use my education to bring up other people that are in need, of being brought up, then I'll get value from people. I would have used it well. But if I take my education as an advantage, that now I've gone to school, I know better than the rest of the people, and I act the way I want, then I am misusing my education. Because when you are educated, when you have gone to school, you know a lot of things. You would even know between right and wrong. You see, more than the women in the that are uneducated. You know, education gives you a voice. It raises a lady's voice that cannot be silenced. An educated lady cannot be silenced easily. And when you use that voice that education gives you in a right way to support your fellow people, to support your community, to support your nation and bring it up, represent your nation in a good way, then it will give you value. You will be valued. You will be, people will talk about you, the daughter of who has done this. She has gone to school and she's doing this. She's doing this for the country. She's doing this for the community. She's doing this for her family. That's a better way. And there are some educated ladies that are misusing their education. They are not going anywhere with that education. With the fancy English, with the books they have written in class, they are not going anywhere because they are misusing it. They are not putting it into practice. You cannot have something and you keep it. You need to put something into action so that it can be of use, so that it can be of value. So I can say education gives you value, but it depends on how you use your education. You need to use it in the right way so that you can get that value. But if you're educated and you use it as an advantage for you to do whatever my brother Athian mentioned earlier, that an educated lady can feel superior, can, you don't need to say that if you are educated you are superior. You don't need to say that if you are educated that you are becoming disrespectful. Education doesn't give you that right.
Yeah.
So people that use education to disrespect people, that these people are misusing it. Okay,
Yeah.
they are misusing it. But if you use it in the right way to bring it back to your community, to bring it back to your country, to represent your country in a positive way, then I would say that education gives you value in the way that you use it. It needs you to use it in the right way. So that's how I will answer you.
Thank you so much, Queen Akuch Andrea. You have really elaborated more about this topic, and I believe that we are also getting some concept on this. And people who need also to marry educated girls, I think they are going to be ready. And Athian Ambassador, can you also elaborate more on the values of an educated lady? If there is an educated lady, what value do you see from them?
Well, thank you so much. I think from my experience, uh, I would say education actually impacted discipline, respect, integrity, and most of the fundamental values that are very imperative in our African custom. So education actually impacted a lot of positive things, especially on women, I would say. I don't want to focus on the negative kind of stuff because one of the key reasons is that they always say when you educated a girl, you educated the entire nation or a country. What does that one actually represent? It means, a girl cannot actually even participate in terms of even tribalism, corruption. Most of the women around the world, by the way, they are least corrupt. Did you know that? And if you find that any government around the world that have a significant number of women in the cabinet, they tend to be less corrupt and they tend also to be having a very good development more than other countries. And the key example is Rwanda. If you look at the Rwanda cabinet right now, most of the cabinet are women. And that's why you see Rwanda is flourishing. The education system is actually going well. The city design, the cleanliness, and all these kind of things. And the corruption index is also low. It is because most of the women are actually the decision makers and they are participating of the community affairs that shape the entire landscape of the community. The reason why I talked actually negatively earlier on was in regard or subject to our customary law in the context of South Sudan. But when we come to the kind of impact that the education actually normally do to our ladies, I can assure you, ladies actually they change a lot when they are educated. I remember education does not only change women, change begin from where you were brought up, your social life skills. This is the most important thing. Even if you go to US right now and come back, still you have not learned. Learning is not about going to school, you know how to write on computer, you know how to speak good English and all this. It is about the social life skills, how you are being taught from your own community, how you give respect to other people, you know, how you respect the norms and the culture where you come from. This is what we are talking about. And that one is the education, by the way. Education is not about literacy, like going to school, speak good English, learn, become an engineer or lawyer or a statistician or whatever the case. It is the social life skill that you have learned along the way. You have acquired, whether from foreign institutions or from your country or from your relatives. Remember, even people who do not go to school, they are also educated. Like that, they did not go to school. Right now, if you meet with the local leader, okay, and see how he's handling the court cases in the village, even a PhD holder from Harvard University cannot be able to handle those kind of cases. You see, that is the difference. So I will conclude by saying education actually open up our minds, especially women, so that they can be able to see the world from different angles, not just like, you know, from the landscape of the village, but they see well from, you know, being, you know, having that kind of humanitarian heart, and then having a thinking of changing the narrative from where they come from. And that's why you see that most of the women, when they get a chance to go for higher learning, the first thing that they would say is that they want to change the country, they want to change the life of their mothers, they want to change the life of the village, so that at least they come up with some innovative idea that will change the entire narrative. Okay? So I would say in this particular context, women actually are very important in our community if they are actually going to school to learn, and not
Yes.
just about this slave queen who are learning. But people who have gone to high education, they have learned, they have practiced, and they are able to apply that knowledge. Not people who are just collecting iPhone on the street here in Juba, but people who went to school and acquired the real knowledge.
Mm.
Over to you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. I think we have many things that we need to discuss indeed, and this topic is not going to end. Let me say, let me say that we have many girls. Let's say in Juba, some of the girls they came from Juba. I mean, they came from the village up to Juba, and then they changed the narrative, as you said. Some of them became a slave queen. Some of them even within the slave queen, they also developed themselves. You can see also some of the girls today are driving V8. Some of them are driving latest cars. Okay, and they are not even working with the government. They are not even doing anything. But some of them, they have used their mind in order to get all these resources. And I believe that they are also taking care of family. Some of the ladies, they are even taking care of a huge responsibility in order to cope up with their family. And that is good enough. We have to appreciate that. Now, let us come back to the point. And the point is that you might be having uneducated girls who, and then she came from village to Juba, and then life change. Okay, life change, and they find themselves in another level. Maybe they have a connections, because you know Juba here is a connection. If you have a connection, everything is going to be easy. But if you don't have connections, everything is going to be very tough. I want to understand from that point, does education reduce the rate of earlier marriage? Because uneducated ladies sometimes they only resort to earlier marriage. Sometimes if they are in their 20s, sometimes if they are in their 19s or 18 from there. And if they are not even in schools, they resort to marriage instead of going forwards. But does education really control this earlier marriage, Brother Athian?
Yes, I would say the only fundamental approach that normally control the early marriages is only education. Because why? We have 12 years in high school, like from primary up to high school. And then we have 4 years in tertiary education, 3 years in other countries, and then 2 years or 1 year master degree, 3 years PhD. So I would say if the lady is not being pressured by the family or by the boyfriend, then education will keep the lady up to tertiary education. So the reason why most of the girls, or let me say the early marriages, has actually dropped in our country is because of the support of girl child education and also uh, the, the the support of education. That's why now at least, although not so high, that we have a lot of girls at school. So actually, education has done more than before because if you look at the statistics of the current early marriages in comparison to 10 years ago, you would see that there are so many girls at school or so many girls who are reaching high school more than 10 years ago. So what is doing this? It is because of education. If there was no education at all, you would see that most of the girls, even like Akuch, would have not been at the university right now, would have got married like long way back. But because of the school, she's now doing a bachelor degree, and that is the school that is doing this. So I would say education is playing a significant role when it comes to uh, child marriage reduction in our country. And without this, you would have seen that most of the girls would have dropped out from high school or from the universities, and they would not be, continuing to graduate. But right now, I would appreciate, despite the fact that the number is not that appreciating, but at least you could see that a significant number of ladies are graduating from the university, and this is a signal that they are not just getting married, okay? But still, the government need to do a lot because right now in the village, we do not have a statistic of how many girls are getting married, below 17 and 18 and all this. We do not have a clear statistic to say, well, this is what is working and this is what is not working. But I would say if education access is actually taken even far to the villages, we can be able to reduce this issue of child marriage because education is important. And there are role models, by the way. You see a girl moving from the village, going to school, tomorrow graduate, and come back as a boss. Some are ministers, some are even governors. Like, for example, in Bahal Ghazal recent, we had a governor who is a lady, Sarah Kaleto. So every woman would say, I want to be like Sarah Kaleto because she has already done a remarkable job. So she's like a role model to most of the girls. And if a girl sees that, she would say, no, I want to go to school, graduate, and be like Sarah, so that I'm being escorted with bodyguards, I have power over men, and all these kind of things. So it's sort of, kind of thing that is encouraging many women right now to go to the higher education and leave these kind of things. We have seen also many women emerging, even in the top leadership. Okay? So I would say education has done a lot to our country, especially on women, and we can even see last statistics that there are more girls in high school than boys. So if you could see that, it means that there is a correlation, you see, between education and you see, dropping out because like most of the girls right now are proceeding. It means that the child marriage is also dropping.
Okay, thank you so much, Brother Athian, for these wonderful clarifications. Now, let me go back to Sister Akuch. Sister Akuch, I've seen you have been doing a great thing, of course, yes, let's say in 2023 and 2024. In your reigns, I think what you did was really remarkable. And I have been seeing you also giving tips and also giving some advice to ladies, young ladies who are also in schools. You have been advising them on how to follow up with their schools and all this. This one is an appreciation that we need also to give you, and this is a good thing because now some of them today maybe they have went further. Okay, maybe you will meet them in 10 years or in 5 years later on, and they may also reflect on what you told them last time. Now let me come back. Now, what is your advice to young ladies who are still now studying in schools? So, do you want to tell them that you don't need to have education for you to be a girls or do you need to have education for you to be a girl? Let's say the gender remain the same, but educating girl child education, does it require which capacity? Let me say, is there anything that you want to tell them about their schools? What are the challenges also that you have faced the time you have been schooling? Let's say now you are in university with some ladies around you there. You are now in school, and all of them, they are also there with you. What about the young ladies now? Al Gadin feel bait and feel will and all this. What do you want to tell them? Do you want to tell them? Because now some of them, they might be seeing this debate, and people may talk like educated girls is more important than uneducated. Uneducated girls is more important than educated girls. Like what Athian says also 4 hours, because he was adding many points, and all these points are relevant. Okay, even some of us, we may also accept that Athian has a point. And these young ladies, they may see them online like today, and they will resort to marriage. They will say we need to be married. Seeing uneducated girls is more important than educated girls. Why are we supposed to go ahead? Seeing uneducated girl is very important. So what do you want to tell these young ladies that are watching you right now?
Okay. Thank you so much, my brother. What I can tell these young ladies is that there is nothing easy to achieve. And whenever you want to achieve something, there are a lot of things that you will face. There are always challenges because there's nothing that you get in an easy way. You know, that is why in our Dinka language, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you know. So education needs your strength, needs your commitment, and needs a lot from you for you to gain it. And there is no shortcut for education. There is no shortcut for education, so that you can say that I'll use a shortcut to get education. You must pass the way everyone is passing for you to say that you are educated. The challenge is that most of the ladies face in the universities that I have seen myself are peer pressure, you know. When you go to university, people would say that they are in a new level. They are doing that. They are doing this. There is freedom. It is not like secondary. We are university girls and all this. And this is where a young girl would sometimes be confused and forget the mission that she was coming for. When you go to the university, there are always those wrong elements, let me say, or wrong friends that if you make them to be your friends, they would distract you from whatever that you were searching. If you came for school, you should know who you should befriend. You should befriend people that are there for academic champions. We say you should befriend people who would ask you, let's go to the library. You should befriend people who would ask you, what have you read? What did you understand? I didn't understand that. Okay. You should not befriend people who be like, there is a party on Saturday. We should attend that party. We are going to go at this time. We are going to come at this time. So the type of friends that you make are the friends that would lead you to either success and sometimes would lead to your distraction. So my advice to the young girls that are still in secondary is to follow their mission. You don't need to be someone in order to feel like you are in the right place. You don't need to be like the other lady who is holding an iPhone. You don't need to be like the other lady who feels like she's the prettiest in the school. You know, ladies are very funny human beings. Let me say, we ladies, we are very funny human beings. Whenever you feel that this lady is doing far better than you, she's having money, she's having that, she's having nice clothes, you feel like you also won, you know, and you don't know where she got them from. You don't know where she got them from. And if you follow her route, then you will go and fall down. And for her, wherever she got them from, she succeeded. So you don't need to be someone in order to feel like you are yourself. You need to use what you have. You need to know that what you have is enough the way it is. And if it is to add up, it will be God. It will be one way possible for it to add up. And that is one of the things that I used to say. I love the way I do my things. I don't need to do them like the other lady for me to fit in, you know. So long are getting an A in class, so long you are understanding what the lecturer is doing is giving you, then that lady is not better than you, because what matters is what is in your brain. It is not what you are wearing. It is not what you are holding. Okay. So my advice to these young ladies is to be careful of the type of friends they make. It is to be careful for the type of the things they want. You should want your capacity can give you. You know, you should not want more than that, or you'll go to the wrong way. So this is what I can say. Peer pressure, we should try to control it. We should try to control whatever we want. We don't need to exceed what we have. You see. So that's the advice I would love to give to the young ladies that are still to join university. And as I said earlier, that my brother Athian here mentioned that there are slave queens, that if you are educated, uh, it's better you are educated, but not these slave queens that are driving cars, they have iPhones. You know, my brother, you are right. And this is why I brought the other point when I said that um, as a lady, education gives you value, but it's how you use it that will take your value or keep your value. If you use your education to be a slave queen, if you say that now I am educated, I know far better than the rest, I can do whatever I want, then trust me, you are not educated. An educated person is a person that can be advised, someone that can be sat down and told this is wrong, this is not how they do it, and listens, and also have some analysis on whatever was told to that person. Okay, and think on their own, how will I do this, and do it the right way. But not someone that says that, okay, if you watch movies, in the movies they are doing this, you also want to be like them. What do you know why they act movies in the first place? Do you know why they act movies? These are acted movies, they are not real life. You see. So being a slave queen is good when you have access to education. You feel you know better. You feel no one can advise you. You feel that is the right way to live. You feel you want to be like that person. But if you use it the right way and bring back to your community, then you are using your education in a way that you'll be given value. And as you said, like here in Rwanda right now, because I'm in Rwanda, most of these women, they are leaders here. And this is why you see Rwanda is moving well. And I bet if the same thing happens in South Sudan would also be better. Okay? So when you educate a woman, what a woman puts first is where she came from. A woman that has visions, a woman that knows tomorrow. That is what she put in place. We are not talking about slave queens. We are talking about women that know what they want. We are talking about women that want to make good use of their education. You see, when you take a woman to a school, that is what she comes to her mind. Where does my mom sleep? Why is my community like this? There are so many sick people in my community. How do I help them? This is what women think about. Like when my brother Akol mentioned earlier, I won the crown of Miss Northern Barghazal in 2023 to 2024. And when I got the chance, I took it back home. And this is what is in my mind. Whenever I get a strength, whenever I get power, I need to bring it back home. Unlike you men, who are sometimes even that are the one that give back. These slave queens are results of men. They are men that are giving them money. You see, whenever a lady is looking beautiful and a man gives them money, that's how you develop slave queens. So these are results of men. And I would
Okay.
say that men are the ones still having issues here. They are the one creating for us problem. If men refuse to give slave queens money, then maybe we will reduce the number of slave queens. You see? So I have spoken a lot, but I will add on more points as we get into the topic. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Queen Akuch Lwal. You have really talked a lot, and you have said some good point. And one of the point that I've also get from you is really nice, and that you need also to see where you came from. You need also to help your family. This is a good thing indeed, but not all the people that give back what they have get, because now we still have some of the peoples who are now in Juba for almost decades, for almost also 10 years, 5 years, or let's say 3 years, but they have never even went back to where they came from. You know, this is how town also influence the human behavior and all this. Brother Thian, I want us to also to dwell on what Sister Akuch said, and you have heard a lot from her, and you may also respond to what she's saying. And you know, she's just walking around educated girls. This is what she's supporting, if you can really take the point. And this is what we have been discussing. And I really see that Athian is now dwelling on uneducated lady, because the way I see him, he want to marry a girl which is not educated. This is what I see from him. And the same to Akuch. Akuch is also supporting educated girls. And that's why you see her talking like that, bringing back what she get and all this. Okay, advising Slave Queen also to give back what they get, because I know that some of the successful Slave Queen in Juba today, they went to schools. We don't have a more successful Slave Queen that have never went to schools. Otherwise, unless you use UU. Athian, can you please tell us about the importance of uneducated child? Is there anything that you can also tell Sister Akuch to also believe that being is not only schools that bring you up, there are a lot of things that can also bring you up. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I think this is a very good question. There are so many advantages of an educated girl, especially in our community. Because if you look, our grandmom, our grandmom, and then the great grandmom, including our mom, did not actually go to school. Okay? They did not go to school to learn anything. But they were so important to our granddad, great dad, and even our dads. So I would say uneducated does not necessarily mean somebody do not know anything. But if you look even our context as South Sudanese and Dinka in particular, when you marry an educated girl or the educated sister that we have in our village and also even in town, most of them, they take care, they look after the cattle, the goats, even the children. They manage the home affairs, and they do a lot of work. Sometimes they can even walk for 5 kilometers to go and get some water and collecting firewoods, and you will never see them complaining. They can go from one point to another without even complaining of back pain. They have suffered, and they even want to leave this house. They have been doing this for centuries. This is something that people could actually recognize and appreciate to these particular people, because it is something that exists within the space of our culture. More importantly, they respect their husband beyond description. Even you husband, when you come home, you are highly welcome. They prepare food for you. They give you water without even complaining. They don't ask how, there's this issue of stress of Masarif, that, this money is not enough. And, this issue of complaint, like when you come home, you find like you are coming to the hell. So when you marry an educated girl, normally there is nothing like competition. There is nothing like, when you do not buy the Christmas clothes or the Valentine or, this sort of birthday thing, you will never hear them crying, complaining, or even trying to threaten you in order to divorce. These are things that they don't challenge you or even trouble you financially, you see. But right now, if you look, the youth in Europe, I want to do a comparison in Europe and also in Africa. The youth in Europe are in crisis, they're in trouble. Because you see, the financial crisis, the debt, the what, a lot of things. Because you need, when it is a birthday, you make sure that you plan that birthday properly to ensure that you buy a expensive gift, car, clothes, you take her to a vacation in Maldives, China, and all this. Because if you don't do, tomorrow you are gone. You will be replaced by another person. You see, but with our uneducated girls in the village, no matter what. And I want to tell you a story. There was one guy in our village who happened to be a soldier. He was taken to Kadugli in the far north. He went and spent 8 years fighting, during the liberatory struggle, fighting Arabs. And the wife remained in the village for 8 good number of years. This woman was so resilient beyond description. There was one time the relatives, including uncles, said, your husband has been killed, so I want to give you to another person. The wife refused. That no, I want to see my husband. And if he doesn't come, I'm fine. I don't want to look for another husband. After successful 8 years, I remember at that time there were no communication, no telephone, no nothing. Unless you use letter, there was no computer even. You just write the letter on your hand, you send it through post. It will take 4 to 5 months to reach that particular location. You see. But because also the access to this particular thing was another thing, the lady spent 8 years without getting married, no sex, no nothing. And she was just living in the village, taking care of the children. Unexpectedly, the husband showed up. The husband was given leave to go and see the family. When he came back, the husband was surprised. 8 good number of years, no husband, no nothing. And the lady was still supportive. Now tell me, these modern girls, who will do that? Tomorrow after 3 months, boyfriend is You see, that's why we men, we prefer an educated girl because they are loyal to us, they respect us, and they are less confrontational in such a way that if we don't buy them gifts, Valentine gifts, or Christmas gifts, or cars, or whatever, the iPhone, they will not say you are not a good husband. But right now, you can be divorced. You see, there are so many relationships in Juba. Just for example, that are broken because a boyfriend did not provide iPhone, because the other girl received an iPhone from another boyfriend. So you are a useless boyfriend. Why is it that I don't have an iPhone? And you see, even this boyfriend might be struggling to have an iPhone. So that's why you see, if men who are going through this crisis, the economic burden that we have, and then somebody is stressing you up, you come, there is no fees. Is checking the kind of a lady you are in communication. You are not providing this because, and you have seen there are so many women online that after they maybe divorced or broke up from the relationships, they come online and say, this is useless husband. Ever since I got married, he never bought even a single clothes. You see, this kind of things. And you see now, maybe this person is getting 50,000 SSP and the money is not even coming. But if the lady is actually from the village, who is not uneducated, who is not educated in fact, and you tell her, my wife, you see, we have 10 months, no salary. But I don't have any food to eat. She will say, thank you, God will bless you. And you know that kind of word. She will say, thank you, I know my husband, you don't have anything. But when you go back, God will bless us. You will bring money to our children and me and everything. Don't worry about it. But if it is this educated girl, she will see other options. Oh, okay, there's no money. So what? There is another guy who's working with humanitarian organization. Somebody in the oil field who is having money. Somebody is going for vacation in Dubai. What is so special about you, man? Hell with you. That's why the men are worried like maybe to marry a queen. And I don't give her I go tomorrow. I'm yes. You see, that's like if they go, you see people in Australia.
Yes.
See people in Australia, living women in Australia. You saw them the other day crying and complaining that the men do not marry us. They leave those ones because they are troublemakers. They come to Juba, they leave Juba. They go to Rumbek, they leave Rumbek. They go deep in the village in Awari and what? To go and get a village girl. They bring that one to town because that one will not give her trouble. When you give her $100 and you exchange to 600,000, she will appreciate you are the best husband in the world. But the which now, even if you give her 1 million, this is nothing. This kind of so now why would I marry this one who will come and give me burden, economic burden? I don't have peace at home. And there is someone here who is making me as a king. And when I come, everything is ready and all that. Yes. Now think about that one.
Okay, that is great, Athian. You have really said some of the good point, and I thank you, man. Okay, thank you. Now let me go to Sister Akuch. Sister Akuch, let us
Okay,
do,
I don't
yeah,
know.
let us dwell on loyalty. You know,
Okay.
loyalty
Mm.
is very important in marriage and also in dating. Let me say, because when you are dating somebody, you don't need to date for interest. You need to date for relationship to exist. Okay, yeah, and if you are married also, you also need to take that marriage as a cement between you and your family. This is good, and that is the loyalty. And loyalty means that whatever sacrifice that I will do, you will always come after me, and I will also go after you. But it doesn't mean that we have to stay for interest. Whenever you see me that I don't have money, then you will just go and look for somebody who has a lot of money, like what Athian said. Somebody working with humanitarian, somebody working with in oil sector. These are the people that are now in Juba. These people today, they are now taking many beautiful girls. They are also taking many beautiful women from their houses. You know, this is interest, okay? And I want you to dwell on that. Why do ladies always have interest in something that they didn't work for? But when time or when someone is broke, they automatically go away from that person's. Why do ladies sometimes do that?
Thank you so much for the question. And Brother Athian here has really made my night of some points that he has mentioned. First of all, I would like to pick out from what he has spoken about. And I will start with the fact that he says that an educated lady is more loyal uh, compared to educated lady. I would say that that is not true, my brother. I disagree with you. I beg to disagree with you on that point, because I would say that it takes how you are trained to be loyal. It's however you grew up, how you've been trained, your social skills. That's what it needs for you to be loyal to your partner. Okay, there are other educated ladies that are very loyal to their husbands, and this one is sometimes it is something in nature. It is something you believe in. But what I've seen from my brother here, at the end, you highly believe in the fact that educated ladies are problems. That is what you believe in, and sometimes it is hard to make someone that believe in something to change to believe in the other thing. So what I will do, I will just pick out some points from whatever you spoke about, and beg to disagree with you. Like the point you said that only uneducated ladies are the one loyal. But trust me, if we are to go into actions and we look for unloyal, uneducated ladies, we will get many of them at the moment. Uneducated ladies who have cheated on their husbands are very many. They are there, they exist. This is in blood. Like it, you are even making me speak Dinka. I almost speak. you know, this one is something that it is something that you do. Okay, it doesn't need you to go to school to not be loyal to your husband. Okay, sometimes there are educated ladies that are very loyal. What it needs is understanding between you and your man. What it needs is a mature understanding between you and your husband for you to be loyal to him. How you understand yourselves and all that. To go to, you see, when I say that, I mean that these uneducated ladies, usually they are dependent on men. You see, their whole life revolves around the husband. They have no any alternative that they would turn to. If they leave you, they will go and starve. They will not find food to eat. If they leave you, they will not find a cloth to wear. If they leave you, they will even go and die, and the kids are there. At the end of the day, what will they do? They'll have no choice than to sit next to you. But if it is an educated lady and you mistreat her or you do anything to her, she can easily leave because she has education, because she has power to make her own. You see, this where this is where the difference comes between educated lady and uneducated lady. I mentioned something earlier. I said that education is a voice to us ladies, and it is hard to silence an educated lady, and it is very easy to silence an uneducated lady. Okay? When an uneducated lady sees that if she step out of that house, she will not get a cloth to wear. Maybe she's from a humble background. Maybe her family are not doing well. Maybe her brothers are even suffering. Some of them are even depending on her husband. You see, she will have no choice than to be in that marriage. Okay? But if it is about the fact that the husband has gone somewhere, like the example you used, that the husband went to war for 8 years and did not show up, and the woman waited for her, that one is love. And love exists whether you are educated or not educated. Love exists. Okay. And personally, you use me as an example. Me personally, I can wait for him. If he's gone and I know that nothing happened to him, I can wait for him until he comes back. Okay. It doesn't need you to be uneducated to be loyal to your man. Okay. What you are trying to say, my brother Athian, is that these uneducated ladies, they are easy to influence. They are very easy to influence. You do whatever you want with them, okay? Because they don't know how to say no. Why are you doing this? This is wrong. And that's why I say that most of uneducated ladies, they don't know the difference between right and wrong. What they know is that your husband, so long he's giving you food to eat, so long you are getting pregnant, so long you are having clothes, you must follow him. If he said, let us go to east, we are going to east. If he said, let us go to west, we are going to west. You will not say no. Because if you say no, who will give you food? Because if you say no, who will give you clothes? Because if you say no, where will you sleep? He will say that, get out of my house. I don't want you here. And the uneducated lady will have nothing to say. She is just like raiding cattle. Hmm? I almost I wanted to say it in Dinka, you know.
No, it's okay.
I
It's
wanted to say
okay.
it in Dinka. Sorry, Athian, because your point hit hard on me. You see, it hit hard on me because, sincerely speaking, you are taking an advantage of uneducated ladies. Everyone has freedom to decide what they want and what they don't want. What you need, you men, your men, the type of Athian here, my brother called the type of Athian
Yes.
ambassador, are
Yes.
the kind of men that don't want to put energy into convincing a woman.
Yeah.
They don't want to sweet talk a woman. They don't want to treat a woman right. They
Yes.
just want to treat a woman that do this and she does it, command and do. They want to command and do. They don't
Okay.
want to sit down and understand themselves with the woman, the educated woman. If you marry me like today, Athian ambassador, I would prefer, if there is an issue, call me on the table. Let us sit down as husband and wife. Talk to me. 1, 2, 3 is not right.
That's good.
1, 2, 3 is right. Let us debate. Let us bring the best out of us, and we come to a conclusion. Okay. But uneducated lady, you never take her to any table. She will not understand anything. For us, she's waiting a command from you. She's just like a soldier that is waiting a command from the boss to tell him that stand here, sit down, stand up, go there, do this. That is all that uneducated ladies are waiting from the people like my brother Athian. Okay,
Okay.
so I really don't want you to say that it is easy. It is easy to control an uneducated lady, yeah, it is. It is because she's not educated.
Thank
But
you.
if she's educated, she would sit down with you and differentiate between right and wrong. She will not wait for commands from you. And I'm telling you the truth. We educated ladies, we are respectful on how we have been brought up by our
Really,
families.
really.
I was raised I was raised by a mother who did not go to school. You see? And she taught me do this and do that. Okay? And me, as I said earlier, going to school, being educated doesn't mean that you need to be disrespectful. Going to school doesn't mean that you feel superior than the man. You can still be submissive to your man if you are raised well. Education doesn't give you that. So, my brother Athian, I think you are not married and you are saying that you are going to marry an uneducated lady. What if you want a woman that would support you politically? How will she support you? The lady that you are commanding to sit down and stand up, will she support you in that way? No, she won't. Okay. Second to it, let me tell you this. These educated ladies are very good in issues concerning your children, because lady can know when the child is sick and what type of disease is affecting this child straight away, because the mother is the first person that would know when a child is having something wrong with them. But mostly there are these uneducated ladies. Sometimes they don't even know the importance of polio vaccine. They don't even know the importance of the other vaccine. And at the end of the day, you will find your child is having issues in their health, you know. And why is that? It's because she was not informed. She's not aware. Okay. That is why we need to create awareness. We need to take our ladies to school so that we can create a better nation. You see. But if you are Tian, my brother, you are still saying that it's better to go and marry an educated ladies, then I'm sure one day, one time, you will also encourage that ladies don't go to school. This is where it comes from.
Really?
Okay,
Yes, you will encourage
you,
that.
yeah, thank you. You have been roasting Athian for 30 minutes. Let me say, you've been roasting. Now, Athian, I will give you this. I will not ask you the question. I want you to respond to her
Eh?
because she has been saying a lot of things. Over to you there, Athian.
I would say I will just only respond to 2 points.
Okay.
Yeah, them lies.
First of all, I did not rule out the fact that educated girls play a significant role in the community. I'm talking about the positive aspect of an educated girl within our society. Okay. Now, I want to say something here. The reason why we men prepared someone who is submissive, someone who is less confrontational, and someone who is loyal to us is because even in the beginning, if you are Christian, Akuch, during the time of Jesus Christ, like 2,000 years ago, the first people that Jesus Christ chose to be his disciple, all of them were men. There was no single woman there. The reason is simple. Because we men, we are always the head of the family. Even in the Bible, you don't see it.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in
Okay, wait,
the
let me first complete. You know, we
Okay.
have a holy trinity. We have the God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And in our perception is that God is a male, Jesus Christ is male, and the Holy Spirit is male. There is no woman there between. When you come to the prophet, the pastors and bishops, all of them are male. So even in the first person that was created was Adam, right? Then after that, the rib was made, out of a man for a woman to be created. This portrays the fact that we are the head of the household in every aspect of life. In every aspect of life, we are the head of the household. And when you marry a woman, whether educated or uneducated, as a man, you don't threaten your woman because you are a man. We value them, we respect them, we give them a domestic responsibility, and we provide because we are, the head of the family. So that is our difference. Our role is distinct from them because we provide food, we provide the responsibility, and we take care of them. We don't mistreat women. Even in our country, as Dinka, we don't mistreat our uneducated women. In fact, if you could see Akuch, in the village, if you go to the village, to an educated man, an educated woman, when they have a problem, they say, Monday, you come. That is a sign of respect. And they sit down and they discuss. So it is something that exists within the parameters of our community. There is no sign of disrespect there. When you see a head of the family saying, Monday, you come, or one day, come, food is here, that is a sign of, respect. And that's why we are saying, those women in the village, they understand very well. There is a serious understanding there because they're not speaking in foreign language that they cannot be able to hear. They're speaking a language that they understand, and they know the problem that exists between us. So when there's a problem, you come down and discuss as a family. You have seen this in several occasions that, and you see even a woman, an educated woman, when she has a problem with the husband, you will see going to the neighbor and call her uncle, call another uncle, call another person, and then people sit down and discuss. So that is a communication that exists. And by the way, love is not about, oh, sweetheart, I love you so much and all this. In our Dinka culture, love is just a word. We men, we are not interested in you telling us, I love you so much. Even if you tell me 100 times, I will not bother at all. It's not important. What is important to us, and I want to tell you now, with facts, what is important to us as men? One is the respect. When you respect me, and you don't call me sweetheart, my man, oh, my what, I don't mind. I know this is, whenever I have trouble anywhere, I know there is somewhere I can go my route. That is the respect. Because even if the entire world is against me, I know there is a woman who is backing me up. Because it is not about, I miss you so much, the sweet word that you communicate. What are just word anyway. But what is important? How you treat your man. The kind of respect, the kind of submissiveness. And by the way, with men, I want to tell you one thing. If you are not submissive, let me tell you, whether you are educated or uneducated, you will never fit it. Because men, that's why they say boys are not supposed to sit in the council of men. You know why? Because if you have two men in the same house, then what are we doing? What are we? You see two bulls in the village. When we have two bulls in the cattle camp, they fight again. Because they're fighting for power or authority, the territorial power. Because when you have two bulls in the same cattle camp, they will fight, and the weaker will let the bigger. Yes. He has to go to another camp where he can survive. Because for us, authority, responsibility is key. So when you have a woman that respects you, no matter what, you can bring that man that is so, like, even you can tell me dictator, and that man can listen to you. But if you want to, like, 50-50, like, so what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to be sectional when it comes to the issue of educated girl vis-a-vis an educated girl. But I want to provide a narrative background that as men, however much we also, we love the educated women and, we support them, but we don't support some of the things. And that's why you see men are, because at the end of the day, I want to tell you one thing. It is not you who is going to decide to marry. It is men. And your quality dictate whether I should marry you or not. This is one thing that you need to understand. And I want to give you a small example here. I remember when I was working for a consumer council of Zimbabwe back in the days. It is a women. I was selected to go and be the secretariat of women conference that was conducted. When I went to that conference, one woman rose up and said, for us we need to enact a certain law in the parliament in such a way that if I go to the party, I need to call a man that I want. Okay? Because sometimes I go to the party and a Hakili man will be the one that is approaching me, and the one that I want will be there standing. So, as men, God has given us that authority
Okay.
to go and look for a beautiful woman. And then after that beautiful woman accepted you, you need also to accept a certain criteria. Because if you don't accept this certain criteria, I will not give you a ring or I will not bring you home. That's why you are seeing now a man can date you for 4 years. Later on, you're heartbroken and you go to Facebook and all this, men are dogs and all this. At least because you have not met some of the
Eh,
key criteria. It is
this
not
this should
because
be this should be an open debate, my brother Akol, because
Yeah.
there are
Okay.
some points I really
Yeah.
want.
so I want us to conclude.
Okay.
So that's why, as men, we are very sectional and we are always intentional when we are looking for a woman, the kind of a woman, because it is not just going to be a one night thing, it's going to be the mother of your kids. And mother of your kids, there are certain criteria that you need to see in your children. Somebody who will be taking care, somebody that will respect you, somebody that, submissiveness is not about being a servant in the house. It's about being collaborative and being supportive. In case the world is against me, I must come to my wife and say, my wife, what can I do? So as men, it is not like you want to mistreat that this person is educated, so we want to shift the post. But no, we want to make sure that we have peace. Peace is more important than I love you, sweetheart. All those things do not actually exist in our
You
space.
know, my brother Athian is talking as if he's talking from experience. Let me say, I don't know. Have you ever been married
I am
to
married.
educated lady? Okay, okay. Let me say that maybe you chose what you got, and that doesn't define us. I am standing on the educated lady side. It doesn't define us. To pick some points from all that you have mentioned. First of all, my brother Athian, whatever you're saying is true, but you're only wrong in one way. Whatever you're saying is true. That uh, two bulls, like the example you use, two bulls cannot be in the same cattle camp. One has to go and look for a different one. Yes, at home you cannot have two heads of the family, or you cannot have two people competing. By the way, marriage is not a competition in the first place. Marriage is a team working together for a better future for the family. You see? But a lady that takes marriage has as a competition doesn't need to be educated to do that. Even uneducated ladies do the same thing. And this is why I said that whatever you said is true. There are ladies that are acting that way. There are ladies that feel superior. There are ladies that disrespect their husbands. There are ladies that are not loyal. But all these ladies don't need to be educated to do whatever that you mentioned. Even uneducated ladies can do that. So, my brother, let us disagree to agree that even uneducated ladies are disrespectful at some point. It only takes how you have been raised to respect people. If you're someone that has been respecting your family, you've been respecting your dad, your brothers, of course, nothing will stop you from respecting your husband. Even these uneducated ladies, there are ladies that even that are even very disrespectful more than educated ladies. They are there. An educated lady knows the meaning of respect. Let me tell you. They also know the meaning of respect. They know the meaning of being loyal. They know the consequences of doing something wrong. The fact is, these educated ladies, whatever they do is not because of their education. It is their character, inner character. It is how they act personally. It doesn't need all educated ladies to be viewed the same way. That if this educated lady is disrespectful, which means all that have been going to school, all that have gone to school are disrespectful. So this is where I want to correct you, or I want us to correct. Okay, I want us to agree that being disrespectful doesn't need you to be educated to be disrespectful. Even uneducated ladies can be disrespectful. We should agree on that point. Okay, so my brother, if we look If we look into the side of the uneducated ladies, like today, if you go to the village right or tomorrow, let me say you go to a will, you will find a lady that doesn't speak English, doesn't know how to hold a pen, is also moving around, has left the husband, and doesn't want to listen to anyone. That doesn't mean that she's educated. She's uneducated, but she acted that way because of her own characters, because of her social skills, because of how she was raised. Sometimes I don't even blame the parents. That's why I don't bring the fact that is how you are raised. Okay. I don't want to bring the parents in because some ladies naturally grow up like that. And that's why I say when you make bad friends, you will be distracted. Even a lady, an educated lady can be married to you, and still the friends around her will influence her. Your husband is like this, your husband is like that, and she will still leave you. She will still disrespect you. She will still be a rebel to you. Okay, just from influence. The same thing to educated ladies, they can be influenced at some point.
Now,
So being
now, now, now,
educated,
now, Sister Akuch, of course, yeah, you have a point, and I want to say this. Okay, I will side with Athian because I support Athian indeed. Yeah, let me say. Now,
okay. Mm.
now let us come to intellectual discussions about the Slay Queen. Let us reach this stage because you guys
Okay.
have been throwing to each other, and the words are really. This is really good discussions, and I think we have many viewers today in Akol Podcast, and what you have been discussing, it is really beneficial, and most of the people are now getting the difference between educated girls and uneducated girls. And this is really a nice discussion. And I really appreciate Sister Kuch and also Brother Thian Ambassador for giving us all these important in points and discussion so that we also benefit from them. This is good enough. Now, let me go to Slay Queen, Sister Kuch. Of course, yes, you have talked a lot about educated girls and all this. Let me say, Slay Queen come from educated girls, let me say, Brother Thian. And this is the only stream. This is a stream that provided by educated girls. So educated girls is a river, and then they have a lot of streams. And Slay Queen is one of the stream coming out from educated girls. Why? Why is educated girls having this stream? And now, Slay Queens in Juba or in any other places that you go, you may see them, they are now breaking apart the society. And they are the people that give influence into the relationship and all the things that you can see and all the messes you see today in many households, in also in relationship like dating. You can see that slay queens, they are the one having influence. Sometimes you may see them walking and they have a good dress, very short, okay? You can see their body is very sexy and all this, okay? Then when a man see such a thing, they also feel, they have a feeling about the lady, okay? And by that, when they see maybe they are going to have some affairs, and all these affairs will may lead to problems. This is one of the stream that forbade by educated lady. Another one is the influence of the lady. Maybe I have a wife, and Athian is also having a wife, and we are working. Maybe I'm working in custom. I'm working as I'm using Muna to feed my family. Athian is also is working. He's also producing farm and all this. We are providing our family. There are no cares and all this. Maybe our wives, they have affairs with all these lay queens. And when they come, they may see them, they have cars, they have also iPhones, as Brother Thian said, they have many clothes. They used to change day by day, even hours by hours. Okay, but then they have to influence. They used to influence ladies. If they influence our wife that the husband that you have is not good husbands, and why is he giving you all this thing and all this, then they are now influencing our wife. So our wives may also think that we are not a man's, isn't it? Then they may go and look for man's, and that's why they go to those who are working in humanitarian, those who are working also in oil field to get these people who have a lot of money. Okay, this is an influence being made by slave queen. Why do you support educated girls while they have many streams, and such streams like slave queen is making a dangerous impact into the society? Why do you support that? You can make it in short. We have been live now for 1 hour and 20 minutes, and we may make it
Okay.
like 10:30. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, my brother. First of all, I would like to dismiss one thing from what you said. First of all, I like to say that it is not education that creates slay queens. Are you aware that these slay queens, most of them are not even educated? They have not even seen class with their eyes. They have never even entered classes. They are there. These slay queens, they just come from the village. They are told that um, if we make money here, so long you are beautiful, they will just come, jump into clothes, jump into high heels, and become slay queens. It doesn't because being educated or not educated is not written on your back. It cannot be written on your back to be known that this person is educated or not educated. So, what I would like to say, my brother, is that most of these slay queens are not even educated. They have not even gone to school. They are just there to get what they want. And on top of it, I will also blame men. Men are the one creating for us slay queens. They are the one giving them money. They are the one giving them cars. They are the one giving them phones. Without those men, how will a person become a slay queen? By the way, there are also slay queens in the village. Becoming a slay queen doesn't need you to put makeup. Becoming a slay queen doesn't need you to do. Even there are slay queens in the village, but these ones are local slay queens, and these one are high level slay queens, the ones that are driving cars. And in the village, they are the ones that have left their husbands and their kids in the houses, and they are moving around in the market, in the tea places, looking for men to give them little money. It's the fact that these slay queens in the city are being given much more money compared to the ones in the village. So there's nowhere where you cannot find a slave queen. Let me say, slave queens are both educated and not educated, uneducated, sorry. They are all there. Whether she's educated, whether she's not educated, they are all there. It is not the fault of education. We should not blame education at this point. We should not blame it on education. Let us blame it on a personal choice. It is someone's choice. She's the one who decided to be that because she has an interest. She has something to get from it. Okay? So let us not blame it on education this time round. We need to say that these slave queens, whether educated, whether not educated, is their personal choice. They choose that life. They choose to live it that way in order to gain whatever they want to gain. So I've answered you short.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, over to you, Athian. Make it short so that we close it up.
Is it the question of whether education contribute negatively to slave queen or what
Yes,
exactly?
yes.
Yeah, education creates slave queens. That's what he said.
I think me personally now, I don't want to differ with Akuch at this point because of several reasons. Number one, uh, there are so many contributing factors. It is not only the education. In fact, education contribute positively, but along the way, there are so many associated factors, including economic crisis. Now you come from the village, and then you go to town to seek education. But along the way, you find that life is very hard, especially to women. If you don't have a supportive parents who are, giving you some allowance on monthly and weekly basis, and women, there are so many things that they actually want monthly basis. They need some upkeep. They need some of the things so that they don't go astray. And women, they have a delicate heart. They're not so strong like men. They're not so resilient. So after 2 months, even if she's not willing to do anything, and if you have cash, obviously, of course, she will go. So this one, I cannot say it is because of the result of education, but as a result of economic crisis, that an assumption that beyond control by the ladies who are actually at school. So I would say life is actually the struggle, and that's why uh, we have less slave queen in the village in comparison to town, because you see, if you practice something, some of these slave queen you see around, they begin as a practice, and then there are stages. By the way, the stages of you first acquiring, these old men. It is the intention is you want to date this guy just to get iPhones, to get money, to take you to the best hotels, even including Pyramid and those places. Because for you, without that guy, you can never see that hotel. Where will you? And you see, as a result of that, this person is giving you because there is no equilibrium. It is an old person, and you are a young lady. There is no a blood event for you to get married. The idea is you have a boyfriend that is so broke, and you have a side guy here who is providing, so that you look good on this boyfriend, but you will not marry this guy. You see, this the network that exists in the space of these young girls. And what the typical example is that in even this high school, all of them they have iPhone. All of them, high school girl, iPhone. And that is an indicator of something that exists. So I'm not trying to argue with
My
anybody.
brother, and that is why I blame it on you men. I'm saying that
Yes.
you men are the one giving them iPhones.
That's
But
why I'm
wait,
giving credit to
you
you.
know that becoming a slave queen doesn't need you to have a degree. Becoming a slave queen doesn't need you to have a degree. So don't
I agree
blame
with
it
you
on
100%.
education.
No. I'm not blaming it on the education. If you listen carefully, I
Uh,
say it is about the
Like,
economic crisis. Because the economic crisis is the starting point of all this.
okay,
Because
exactly.
if your parent could support you, you have maximum support for your parent,
okay,
you will not be able to think of going, because you will even have iPhone. Why do
okay,
you need extra iPhone for what? But
okay.
if you don't have it because
Exactly.
your parent is not giving you, you
Mm,
need to get it.
mm.
This Jim energetic young boyfriend will not give it to you, because where will he get money? In fact, even him, he need iPhone from a certain woman.
Now, Sister Akuch, Sister
That
Akuch,
is true.
Sister Akuch. Let me also add something what Athian said. Why
Okay.
why do some slave queen also have this network, a network of dating a guy whom they think that this guy is going to marry them, and they are also dating a source of income, and then they are trying to neutralize these two things to work together. And I've seen, Brother Thian, that they have here in Juba. You might be dating like 3 guys or 4 guys, one for hair time, then the other one for the one who
For
will
the
marry
border,
you, the other one is for border, and the other one is for incomes. Are you seeing this? Sister Akuch, sometimes you might be coming together with the slave queen. Maybe you have your friends who is also a slave queen, or you may also had something like that. Why do some ladies
Mhm.
practice such a thing?
You know, I will answer in the angle of how I view it. Let me just stick to what my brother Athian, ambassador, said. He said that it is economical crisis that put you in that position at some point. So I would say that these women are there because of the economic crisis. You know, when you don't have airtime, you don't have an iPhone, you don't have whatever you want, basic needs, and the only way to get them is through having these guys. Then maybe it's that way. It's because the one all that is why they are dating even more than one, more than two, to get all the need. Maybe one person is not providing them. So whenever one is not enough, you add another one, right? To get whatever you want.
Yes.
So to answer your question brief and short, I will just say that it is economical crisis, just like how my brother mentioned. And and whenever you get addicted to something, of course you will keep adding and adding. So they are getting addicted to knowing the sweetness of a man's money. So they will add another man and they will add another man. And money, you will never get satisfied. Even if you have $1 million inside, you still want more. Even if you have $1 million inside and you get money outside, you will still pick it. You see? So I would say that that is the reason.
Thank you, guys. We are bringing this to the end of our programs. I'll give you only, let's say, 4 seconds or 10 seconds, Sister Kuch, and also to Brother Thian. I will also give you 10 seconds so that we wind up the program. Thank you so much, Sister Kuch. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. I really enjoyed today's live stream, and it is very educative. And to our viewers that have been with us from the beginning up to this time, thank you so much for joining us and for attending Akol podcast. And it is not the first and the last; it is always there, and it discusses topics that really need us to sit down and look into it and learn from each other. You know, and thank you so much for being here. And I would like to give an advice to my friend here, Athian Ambassador.
Men, not
Please,
men.
Athian.
Me, I'm talking
Sorry?
on behalf of men. I'm not talking on behalf of me as a
No, for you, you said personally you will go and marry an educated. Okay? Okay, my brother, I'll give an advice to men that are like my brother Tian here. Okay, that think the way he thinks. You see, and being educated doesn't make you disrespectful, doesn't make you disloyal, doesn't make you arrogant to your husband. Okay, it is your characters that define you, how you've been raised, and how you think, your mind. Okay, it is not, it doesn't depend on education. So please, uh don't fear us educated ladies. We are good people, and even we are far better than uneducated ladies. So people like my brother Athian should get married to educated ladies so that we can develop our nation. They say that a nation full with educated ladies is a nation that is likely to succeed. So please don't believe whatever Athian said earlier. Get married to an educated lady and let us change South Sudan. Thank you so much.
Over to you, Thian.
Uh, First of all, thank you so much, Paul, for hosting me in your podcast today. Uh, and to everybody that is tuning in live from wherever you are, we are really, I really appreciate your coming and also joining us in this discussion. So I would conclude by saying, um, marriage is not a one-day thing. It is a long journey because when you get married, you are creating a family lineage, and when you are doing that, you are looking for some criteria of, you know, cementing your marriage to be a powerful one. And from my beginning, I did not dwell on the fact that educated women are problems. Even me personally, I married educated girl, but I'm just looking at it from the angle of my understanding and the perception that we have within the space of our communities in the country, also as African. Because I've seen women already from all the countries that I've traveled. I've seen the way they do their things, and I did a comparison, wherever I studied, and I realized that there is correlation between uneducated and also vis-a-vis educated women in marriage in terms of divorce and also cementing the foundation of marriage. And I'm just, speaking from my personal observation in the community, personal observation as a researcher who have been participating in many studies across South Sudan and beyond. And I've seen that there is a lot of gap that people do not know. Only that there is no available statistics that can confront, like my sister here, Akuch, to tell her, you see, we're not saying all women, we are saying most of the women, most of the educated women are troublemakers when it comes to this particular issue because of one, two, three, four. So, as South Sudanese and women who are listening to this, we are not saying we men, we don't want to marry you. Who will marry you? Of course, of us, we shall marry you. But when we marry on values, we marry on a certain criteria. If you are somebody who has been raised enough, well, these are the kind of women people want. Akol wanted to marry a woman that has been raised up, a woman that has values, a woman that respects him, and all that. So it is not a question that, okay, everybody must go to the village, but we are looking at it like from a point of okay, where the balance and and all that. Otherwise, we are not saying you guys no marriage, find your own ways. Of course, you exist in our community. We respect you, and if you are a good woman, I've approached you, and I really love the way you are and the way you talk to me, your personality, your character, and all this. Good. So you can be a good wife. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brother Tian, and thank you so much also, Sister Akuch. We say bye bye from now, and we shall meet maybe next time. And I appreciate your
Bye bye.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
night.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
See you again.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sister Coach, and thank you so much, Brother Tian Ambassador. We have been discussing this for a long time. Let me say 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I'll have to say that this is the end that we are coming to. And you know, you have heard a lot from our sister. You have also heard a lot from Athian Ambassador about the importance of uneducated girls, yeah, because I mean, educated girls empower. They always empower ladies. They also empower kids and maybe the family. Let me say, empowering a young girl sometimes erase a lot of things, and we need to encourage our girls also to be in schools so that a lot of things will happen. Important of educated girls, empower her with knowledge and critical thinkings. You may see that they always excels because they are human. Let us improve their decisions making in life and relationship. Let us reduce earlier and forced marriage, and let us increase also chances of employment and financial independence. Then we may see that girl child education is increasing, and let us also help them to break the circle of poverty in the families. By doing that, we are helping educated girls to excel in life. Let us strengthen their leadership skills and confidence. Let us also try to promote better health and family planning awareness. Let's encourage community development and participation. Let us help uh, young girls also to raise educated and responsible children. Let us give young girl a strong voice in society and governance. We may find that we are doing a great thing in the society. But if we are not doing all these things, then we may not have educated girls because educated girl dwells on this standpoint. And let me come also to uneducated girls sometime. A strong connection to cultural value and tradition. Sometimes if in the case of South Sudan, we might be having a traditions, and all this tradition they want to be preserved. And if they want to be preserved, then we have to have some also some girls that have never went to schools in order to follow up the cultural practice and traditions, because you can have educated girls and you're trying to let her to be a strong connection of the cultural values and tradition. They may not accept because they went to schools, and that's why they don't want to accept it. The practice life skills gained through experience. This is what they have: open highly skills in household and survival work. Like what Brother Thian says, that they are loyal and they have to work very hard in order to 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 make everything ready when you come home and all this. They have a strong resilience and emotional endurance. They also contribute to family level and informal economy. Sometimes more active in community social network, and sometimes we have to take them seriously. We can say that educated ladies they are not functioning. I mean, uneducated ladies are not working hard, but they're the one that is working hard in community network and all the social things that need to be done in the village. They are the one that always stay there. They learn quickly through real life situations. You don't need to tell them this one and this one because they have many multiple experience rather than educated girls. They can succeed in trade, farming, and small business. They maintain also traditional knowledge and practice. They play key roles in family and unity, also and courage and all this. You know, being having uneducated ladies sometimes they also contribute a lot of things into our family. So we need to keep this two-way traffic. We don't need also to say that you don't need to marry an educated lady, but the choice is yours, and you may find where you want to marry. So you want to marry educated girls, you are free to marry, but you need to select based on the values. You need to select also based on how you know the lady, but so that you can fall into this scam. If you want to marry a girl who has never went to schools, this is also your choice. All the things depend on you. But we are bringing this one here in order for you to know that educated girls and uneducated girls also deserve respects, and they are also a part of population of South Sudan. But we need to encourage also educations in our country so that we move forwards like other countries. So thank you so much for tuning in today into Akol Podcast. The Boys of Innovations will bring every discussion every day and all the inconvenience times. Remember that if you want to have any discussions in Akol Podcast, you just need to text me. You just need also to call me directly so that we discuss the topic and we also arrange the time that we need to talk in. We need to change the social media as a positive platform that we express what is in our minds and all this. And that's one of the reasons you always see new places, you always see people's discussing relevant idea. So thank you so much. And this is your brother, Akol Mayuen.